Hey everybody, John Sweeney here with a little extra Friday news thingy, quite eloquently put. I communicate for a living. Weird news for you, for your own personal enjoyment. We start with a question. What animal strikes fear into the hearts of all who see it? A lion? Tiger? Lady Gaga? No, bears, silly. Panda bears, to be more specific, if you are a resident of Flagstaff, Arizona. Panda bears aren't that terrifying, are they? I mean, those are the guys who sit around eating bamboo and sleeping all day, right? Then again, that's probably what makes this story so funny. Authorities in Flagstaff, Arizona are assuring residents there that there are, in fact, no rogue pandas in the area. Rogue pandas. On August 22nd, pranksters apparently hacked a street sign along a Flagstaff highway to read, "Panda on rampage." I'd be scared. The sign was supposed to warn drivers not to turn left on a busy intersection. Authorities say the sign was most likely hacked around 3 a.m. that morning, and it was fixed by 11 a.m. the same day. Can pandas actually go on a rampage? I mean, seriously, remember, these are the same animals who are nearing extinction partly because they're too lazy to actually reproduce. Seriously, pandas. You make koala bears look like they're productive members of society. And in case you didn't know, koalas actually spend their entire days getting stoned on eucalyptus and literally falling out of trees. Yes, I am not making that up. Look it up on the Googly. But anyway, pandas, that's who you're competing with. Next, we head to Alexandria, Minnesota. That's where a woman who lost her prosthetic leg swimming in a lake 3 years ago, important, 3 years ago, was reunited with her limb last week. Apparently, a woman named Beth Crone was fishing, and her line kept getting stuck on something. As it turns out, she had caught the prosthetic leg of one Pam Riley and eventually returned the limb to its rightful owner. What strikes me about this, two things. One, the story doesn't say how Beth actually knew it was Pam's leg. So I'm assuming that she either knew Pam or Pam actually had her name and address and phone number written on her leg, which would then imply that she has lost this before. Not entirely sure how you can lose a limb on a regular basis. So I got my keys, got my wallet, my leg! Oh, I always forget something. Yeah. Honestly, the best part of this entire story is that when Beth caught the leg, she said she was happy to find out it was a leg because initially she thought it was a dead body. Moving on to the very last story. We actually head to my native state of Ohio for our final story. And like our first story, another terrifying woodland creature. A squirrel. Unlike its lazy panda counterpart, stupid pandas, the squirrel was on an actual rampage of crime. Toledo police are blaming a squirrel for a string of recent flag thefts. Stealing flags. 2 police officers told the Blade newspaper in Toledo that they saw a squirrel take a flag off of its little dowel rod, scamper away with it. The police say that the suspect was too fast to catch. I really hope they tried to catch it. Like this big chase. Maybe tried to tase it. But here's the catch. Police later saw a squirrel hanging out on a tree nearby their station, and they noticed that he had a nest. And in the nest, it was what you would expect. Twigs and leaves and flags. What? It's hanging out right by the police station. Police say that they can't prove it's the same squirrel. Honestly, I don't think that it is the same squirrel. I think that this is a Godfather squirrel who is in fact heading up an entire squirrel mafia terrorizing Toledo. Anyway, that's all the weird news that I have for you today. For news that's not so weird and actually is informative and helpful, you can log on to scnow.com. You can get stuff from across the PD and the Grand Strand there. Anyway, I'm John Sweeney. Hope you have a great weekend.